Welcome back to K&L Farms, and made a mistake on the last video, and I'll put it up here. The header, I think it was labeled off-grid diesel heater, and I thought it was important to correct my mistake or make a retraction in that statement that I put on that video. And as I'm doing this, I had posted that video already by the time I realized the mistake that I put on, and I was puzzled with the fact that that when I was a kid, media actually had to tell you the truth before corporations started owning all of the social media and all the news broadcasting, and only projecting or lying to the public. I thought it was extremely crucial for me as a creator to try and make my material as true as I could possibly make it, and correct mistakes when they come up. Now, one of the mistakes, or one of the lies that I'm hearing, actually the White House has been telling you for years that there's the border crossing is secure, there's nothing to see down there, and then come to realize there was 6.5 million people, approximately, they don't even actually know the real number, approximately, that came across the border. They don't even know where the point of origin of the people are coming from, and they're still, as of today, still saying that there's nothing to see behind the curtain, don't look behind the curtain. So I didn't want to fall into that trap, so I found a mistake, and I'll correct it right now. So the mistake is, now this was not part of the mistake, but remember on the video, I got a diesel heater behind here, a portable diesel self-contained heater, exhaust pipe. I said this pipe, this piece here was in the box. I said it was a heat shield. It's not a heat shield. This piece is not a heat shield. Now, I don't think it's sufficient. I think it's significantly underrated, but this is actually the intake air. So on the combustion engine, of course, you have intake air. You have it does what it does, and you have exhaust. This is not a heat shield. This is an intake air. Now, it came with a little muffler, which I showed you in the box, but the error that I made is I said this was a part of a heat shield. This one over here and was a heat shield for it. It's not. It's intake pipe. Okay, so now that I made that correction, the rest of the video I'm going to go out and I'm going to show you. We have a Troy-Bilt snowblower. I just got to get the snowblower, and I'm going to show you some conditions later on the snow and one point of moving snow. So if you were just here for the correction that I've made that, and you can move on. But if you like the content and you want to follow along here in a little bit, hit the like and subscribe for me, and thank you. And I'll just go and edit in the snowblower part. Thank you. Okay, so the rest of the video is just going to be on snow removal, some things that I did wrong, and kind of going to review that. It's a Troy-Bilt, it says Storm 2420, a 24-inch wide snowblower. Now, I'm not promoting that you go buy that one, because that one's pretty expensive, but if you start on snow removal, that's probably one of the cheaper instruments that you can purchase to move snow. But what happened on ours, and the reason I'm talking, I'll start that up because I had two questions. First question is, can I move wet snow? This is extremely wet. You can kind of see the driveway down there, and see how it's got cleared off a little bit. You can actually see it, and you can see this pad. I'm pretty sure you can see this pad. This had feet of snow on it, but it's getting better. But when the snow came, I left about 6 inches of snow on the ground, didn't get out, it warmed up, and then and now I'm dealing with wet snow. The first thing is that it's been a pretty good machine. We've had it for 2 years, but these two blades right here, the shear pins on it, sheared off almost immediately. It's something I'd, if I were going to do it again, I don't know if I'd buy more shear pins, but the shear pins sheared off on that, and that's about the only thing. I'm going to get it started. Once I get it started, you won't be able to hear me anymore. So, and just illustrate me moving a little bit of wet snow with that blower. And yes, it'll move wet snow. This I'm standing on probably maybe 6 or 8 inches, but that over there, a foot to 18 inches, and it actually loses traction. This is powered forward and reverse, but it actually loses traction before the blower. You hear it load up, but it still had plenty of compression or plenty of revolutions or RPMs in order for it to move the snow, but you lose traction because it gets so deep. But most of this is my fault. When it was first on, we first got snow, that thing would throw a lot of snow. I mean, probably the owner or the manual probably doesn't say 2 feet, but it moves a lot of snow at 18 inches at a time. It'll draw a path 2 foot wide. So, but we have quite a bit of area. That's why the farm truck's got a blade on it. But I just use that for pathways is primarily, and in front of the garage. But I didn't think it would move wet snow, but it did. I thought it did a really good job. So I'm just going to park it there. I just had to move it out enough that I can get my wife's car in here, and so she doesn't have to trudge through the snow. She just comes through the garage. The camera's right up against the garage. She comes through the back door, into the garage, and then into the car. But that's all I had for this video. Thank you, and have a good day.